everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is newspaper analysis 18th of March to 21st of March 2021 from various important sources. The first headline, All India Tourist Vehicles Authorization and Permit Rule 2021. So the Ministry of Road and Transport and Highways have released this and it will be issued after relevant documents are submitted and fees deposited within 30 days of submission. This will be applicable from 1st of April 2021. The new rules shall promote tourism across the states and grow their revenues. The next headline, Comoros. This name was on many headlines. So Indian Navy ship Jalashwa arrived at port of Anjuan in Comoros with 1,000 metric tons of rice. This highlights the ties between India and Comoros within the framework of Prime Minister Modi's vision of Sagar, that is security and growth for all in the Indian Ocean region. Now let's talk about Comoros in brief. It is an island country in the Indian Ocean. Three major islands in Comoros archipelago, Nagazidija, Grande Comoro, Mohili and Anjuan. It is situated in the Mozambique Channel between the African coast and Madagascar with no land borders. It is a member of Arab League. It is the only country in the Arab world which is entirely in the southern hemisphere. It is also the member state of African Union, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation and the Indian Ocean Commission. The next important headline, OTPRMS certificates to be linked with DigiLocker. So this is a part of GS paper 2 as well as GS paper 3. The Ministry of Education has decided to link the online teacher-pupil registration management system certificates with DigiLocker. The objective is to ensure hassle-free access to verified OTPRMS certificates. The issued certificates will automatically be transferred to DigiLocker. The same will be traced at National Council for Teacher Education website. The registration fee has been waived off. This will enable all states across India to be digitally empowered, facilitating ease of doing business. So what is DigiLocker? In case you don't know, DigiLocker is a flagship initiative of Ministry of Electronics and IT under Digital India Corporation. The aim is digital empowerment of citizens by providing access to authentic digital documents to citizens' digital document wallet. So you can upload all your certificates, important documents and access them anywhere whenever you need them. So you don't have to physically carry your documents everywhere. The next important headline, IQ Air's Global Air Pollution Report. So a report on global air pollution was released from IQ Air. It is a Swiss air quality technology company specializing in protection against airborne pollutants and developing air quality monitoring and air cleaning products. So according to the report, Delhi remained the most polluted capital in the world. India on the whole has improved its average annual 2.5 particulate matter levels in 2020 than in 2019. India is the third most polluted country in 2020. Bangladesh and Pakistan have worse average of 2.5 levels than India. China ranked 11th in the latest report, a deterioration from 14th in the previous edition of the report. Further, amongst the cities, Hotan in China was the most polluted one, followed by Ghaziabad in UP. Of the 15 most polluted cities, 13 were in India. The pollution levels are weighted averages, meaning that population of a country influences the pollution values reported. 84% of the monitored countries observed air quality improvements. However, of the 106 monitored countries, only 24 met WHO's annual guidelines. The next important headline, Responsible Artificial Intelligence. So AI is seen as one of the best solutions for eradicating hunger, poverty, diseases, opening up new unimaginable pathways for climate change mitigation, education and scientific discovery. There are benefits of AI. Let's see that first. First, multi-sectoral applications. AI has helped in increasing crop yields, raised business productivity, and it has also helped medically in detecting cancer faster. It will also boost economic growth. It can contribute more than $15 trillion to the world economy. And Google has identified over 2,600 use cases of AI for good worldwide. So it is very beneficial economically. Number 3, AI can also be a very important enabler for achieving SDG goals. Now let's understand the concerns and challenges regarding AI. See, big carbon footprint. AI requires massive computational capacity, which means more power-hungry data centers and a big carbon footprint. Number 2, loss of low-income jobs. Robotics and AI companies are building intelligent machines that perform tasks typically carried out by low-income workers. So a lot of unemployment is going to be caused because of that. Number 3, increased reliance on AI can widen inequalities. AI could compound digital exclusion. Without clear policies on reskilling workers, the promise of new opportunities will in fact create serious new issues. Now, it will also strengthen the divide between North and South. That is, investment is likely to shift to the countries where AI-related work is already established. Privacy concerns. AI also presents serious data privacy concerns. For example, Cambridge Analytica, algorithms and big data were used to alter voting decisions. So such kind of misuse are quite concerning. The next important headline, Digital Green Certificate by EU. Facilitates the safe and free movement of citizens within the European Union amid the COVID-19 pandemic. So these certificates are expected to be rolled out by this summer after countries have had the time to set up the required digital infrastructure. Now let's understand what is Digital Green Certificate. So it is a proof that a person has been either vaccinated or has tested negative for COVID-19, so the person can move freely in the European nations. The second important feature is that these certificates will be digital or in paper format with a QR code, and they are free of cost. Thirdly, it can be issued by authorities including hospitals, testing centers and health authorities. Now let's understand the benefit of this certificate. So it can help in lifting of restrictions in a coordinated manner. Eligibility: all the EU citizens or third country nationals who are legally staying in European Union will be able to use these digital certificates, and they will be exempted from free movement restrictions. Another important benefit is notifying commissions. In case an EU member country requires a person to quarantine or undergo a test, it will have to notify the commission, and all the member states justify its decision. Why was there a need for such a document? So because obviously to waive off the person of restrictions of movement, and many countries have therefore been contemplating digital certificates or passports that will be a proof that a person has been vaccinated or has recovered from COVID-19. Many other countries, for instance Israel, has come up with such similar ideas that they will issue certificates called vaccine passports that will allow vaccinated individuals to use some facilities and attend events. So this is a good idea. Now let's see concerns. Now there are some concerns. Stance of WHO. However, WHO had advised against using such certificates because of lack of evidence that a person has been infected with COVID-19 could get the infection again. So they are saying there is a chance of reinfection, you never know, right? But also WHO has seen that in younger people the instances of reinfection has been less, while elderly people are more prone to reinfection. The next important headline, Stop TB Board. So the Union Minister for Health and Family Welfare has been appointed as a chairman for Stop TB Partnership Board, and he will hold the office for 3 years. Let's quickly see what Stop TB Partnership Board is about. So it was established in the year 2000. The objective is to eliminate TB as a public health problem. The organization was conceived following the meeting of the first session of the Ad Hoc Committee on Tuberculosis Epidemic held in London in March 1998. In 1998, through Amsterdam Declaration, it gave a call for collaborative actions from 20 countries that bear the highest burden of TB. 1500 partner organizations hai, and the secretariat is at Geneva, Switzerland. India has committed to eliminate TB by 2025, while the global target is 2030. The next important headline, the Insurance Amendment Bill of 2021. The bill amends the Insurance Act of 1938. It increases the maximum foreign investment allowed in an insurance company from 47% to 74%. Now the Act provides the framework for the functioning of insurance businesses and regulate karega the relationship between the insurer, policy holder, its shareholder and the regulator. So this is going to be something that is taking place for the first time, regulating the relationship between various stakeholders. The bill also removes restrictions on ownership and control. Foreign investment may be subject to additional conditions as prescribed by the central government. This act also requires insurers to hold minimum investment in assets which could be sufficient to clear their insurance claim liabilities. If the insurer is incorporated or domiciled outside India, such assets must be held in India in trust, vested with the trustees who must be the residents of India. The next important headline, India's GPS-based toll. So the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has issued a statement saying that India will implement a GPS-based toll collection system and remove all toll booths within a year. Toll collection will happen via GPS. The money will be collected based on GPS imaging of vehicles. So 93% of the vehicles were paying toll using FASTag, but remaining 7% had not adopted it despite paying double tolls. This plan was first announced in Union Budget for 2021-22. The new policies provides for fitness test after completion of 20 years in case of privately owned vehicles and 15 years in case of commercial vehicles. Any vehicle that fails the fitness test or does not manage renewal of its registration certificate may be declared as an end of life of vehicle. The next important headline, India's helium import is to get affected because United States shall cut off exports of helium from 2021. Due to this, Indian industries stand to lose out heavily since India imports helium on a large scale basis. So helium is colorless, odorless, tasteless and inert and a noble gas, and it is mainly used in imaging MRI scans in rockets and nuclear reactors. The next headline, Gram Ujala scheme has been launched in Ara, Bihar by Ministry of Power. So under this program, 7 watts and 12 watt LED bulbs with 3 years warranty will be given to rural consumers against submission of working incandescent bulbs. LEDs will be available for only 10 rupees each for each household. Each household will get up to 5 LEDs. So, in the first phase, 15 million LED bulbs will be distributed across villages of Ara, Varanasi, Vijayawada, Nagpur and village in western Gujarat. The Gram Ujala program will be implemented in villages of the 5 districts only. These rural households will also have meters installed in their houses to account for usage. Let's look at some important facts regarding this program. So, it will be financed entirely through carbon credits. This is the first one-of-a-kind program in India. And carbon credit क्या होता है? It is a credit that permits or allows the company that holds it to emit a certain amount of carbon dioxide or other greenhouse gases. Now, this carbon credit will be prepared under Shine program of activities with an option for verifying under the voluntary carbon standard depending on the needs of the buyer. Carbon credit buyers will also be sought through an open process based on initial discussions with the market. The balance and margin cost on the LED will be recouped through the carbon credits earned. Next headline, Milan 2T. Acquisition wing of Ministry of Defence signed a contract with Defence Public Sector Undertaking, Bharat Dynamics Limited, for supply of Milan 2T anti-tank guided missile to the Indian Army. So here's the Milan 2T missile, and Milan 2T is in tandem warhead ATGM with a range of 1,850 meters produced by BDL under license from MBDA Missile System France. These missiles can be fired from the ground as well as vehicle-based launches. These can be also deployed in anti-tank role for both offensive and defensive tasks. Also, it is a step in achieving the goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat in defense sector. Now let's end our today's lesson with an important headline, and that is of Places of Worship Act. Supreme Court has asked Centre to respond to a petition that challenges the constitutional validity of the Places of Worship Act 1991. ये act आखिर है क्या? So this law was enacted to freeze the status of all places of worship in the country as on 15th of August 1947. According to this act, no person shall convert any place of worship of any religious denomination into one of a different denomination or section. It contains a declaration that a place of worship shall continue to be as it was on 15th of August 1947. Penal provisions. Any contravening the prohibition on converting the status of a place of worship is liable to be imprisoned for 3 years and also a fine bhi lagega. Those abetting or participating in a criminal conspiracy to commit this offence will also get the same punishment. Now there are exceptions under this act. An exception was made to keep Babri Masjid Ram Janmabhoomi dispute out of its ambit as the structure was then the subject of litigation. The 1991 Act will not apply to ancient historical monuments that are covered by Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958. It will also not apply to any suit that has been finally settled or disposed of any dispute that has been settled by the parties before the 1991 Act. Now there are certain concerns regarding this act. The first one is it constrains the judicial remedy. The petitioner argues that the act takes away the rights of the communities such as Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists and Jains to reclaim their sites of worship. Further, the petitioner is saying that the date of 15th of August 1947, that is a contention on cutoff date, is arbitrary and irrational. He further states that जो exemptions हमने देखे, it is actually legalizing the actions of invaders in the past who demolished places of worship. He further argued that this act is a restriction on fundamental right to practice religion, and it is also not in the spirit of secularism. After listening to all the arguments, the Supreme Court still maintained that this law has preserved secularism by not permitting the status of a place of worship to be altered after independence. That is it for today. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you've watched the video till the end, please do not forget to like, share, comment, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new to this channel, and join the Telegram channel. I'll see you in the next one.